There's a very simple explanation for what's happening, and it has nothing to do with lockdowns, or vaccines, or mask wearing, except that mask wearing and vaccines might prevent this. What you are seeing is the results of what COVID does to our immune systems. And it's sadly something we've known about since summer 2020. See, this article posted in May of 2020. Two major ways this is occurring is that COVID induces apoptosis, aka cell explosion, in mature T cells, the T cells that have already been taught what to fight and how to fight. And in the process of fighting, some of those cells also die. So a even mild and asymptomatic battle with COVID can kill a lot of your mature T cells, the things that are on guard looking for specific diseases. The other thing that COVID can do is it takes naive T cells, the T cells that are not yet differentiated to fight different viruses, the ones that your dendritic cells would show how to fight different viruses and then would be on guard to attack. It damages those so they can no longer differentiate. And until your body is able to produce new ones, which takes months, you don't have any warriors waiting to fight invaders. So that means that every time a virus or a bacteria infects your body has no tools to fight it, which is functionally similar to how people with lymphomas, leukemias, how their immune systems react to invaders. So when we decided to let COVID rip, especially in December, January with Omicron, the mild version of COVID, a massive percentage of the population was infected over the last year, which means that a massive percentage of the population is vulnerable to secondary infections, aka things other than COVID, as well as COVID, which is why you're seeing a rise in RSV cases requiring hospitalization. It's not that there's necessarily more RSV cases, it's just a significantly higher proportion of them require extensive medical care. You're seeing a rise in flu hospitalizations, people who just get sick with a cold that they can't shake for weeks, or who just get sick over and over and over and over again. That's why you're seeing things like adenoviruses cause hepatitis in children, or strep A getting out of control and turning into scarlet fever, or measles acting differently than we've seen before, polio acting differently than we've seen before, hell, even Ebola acting differently than we've seen before, or Mpox. This isn't a coincidence. This is what happens when a massive percentage of your population, through repeated COVID infections, has a less than functional immune system and is intermingling with no precautions, because we've learned absolutely nothing from this pandemic and desperately want it to be 2019 again when it's not. So mask up, because this is not fun.